You talk about this idea about codifying human experience. What does that actually look like in the context of what we just described? And why does it matter now more than ever?
Yeah. So think about how most executives try to ensure there's good strategy, strong thinking, the right data, there's alignment, like all of those things. Typically, it's done through strategic compliance and approvals, and there's a review meeting with the agency before things go at the door. There's all of these human systems. Like we forget that's a massive amount of time and money that goes towards these things. And when we speak to marketers and we speak to agencies, and I've lost track of how many hundreds we've spoken to at this point, pretty consistently, any given person in that process will tell you that it's actually very rare that they are saying something for the first time. It is more true that they are like whack-a-moling bad strategy and execution over and over again. So the archetypal example would be you have a central content marketing lead at a Series B company, let's say, but you might have a couple freelancers that help produce content. Maybe there's a creative agency that creates some imagery. There's a sales team that is moving a mile a minute and uses some of the content. More often than not, that content marketing lead already has, if they haven't written it down, it's at least in their head, a codified set of rules and principles and best practices that they've learned over their career, best practices that they've actually written down for this specific business. But it's everything from, hey, I believe that SEO strategy is about quality over quantity. I talked to an SEO specialist that really believes that. It's like it has long tail keywords, queries, and content that far outperform all of the other generic stuff they've created. So that became an ingrained thing in their DNA. And then they also have like very prescriptive rules. This is exactly the tone and voice and how you talk about the brand and the logo that we use and all those things. So again, those are repeated for them. They are rules-based. They can write it down. But quite often, their only way to communicate that to the world is more meetings, more emails. And so when I talk about codifying expertise, yes, there's some like flickers of AGI that you could get to by really trying to understand what goes in someone's brain. But really, the mileage comes from just getting them to explain their day-to-day best practices, rules, do's and don'ts, and so on. And then we turn that into AI.